Welcome to this revision video. We're looking at attitudes to films and books about Christianity and biblical stories. Now, what we need to know here basically is how Christians feel when films and books come out that focus on Christianity or biblical stories in some way. So what their attitudes, how they respond to these. As you can imagine, they are quite split. Some Christians are against these types of media, some are actually for, and they actually see some positives with these types of media. Now, let's look at why Christians are against. Well, let's talk through some examples. First of all, a good example to use, The Passion of the Christ. A film about Jesus in the last few hours of his life. Now, why would Christians be against this? Well, basically they're offended by the graphic nature that's shown in this film. Obviously, Christians' belief about violence and showing it on TV, again, they are mixed there. Some people believe this film was just far too graphic. It didn't need to be that graphic to get the point across. Another good example to use is Da Vinci Code. It's a good example because it is a film and a book. And again, very clever fictional storyline here, but it does use a lot of Christian belief that's actually true, which is why it's so effective. Why are Christians against this? Well, basically, they're offended by the misrepresentation of the religion, the fact they twist the storyline around and goes against what Christians believe and what they teach. The Comic Book Bible, example of a book. Basically, some Christians again believe that if you take the biblical stories, put them into a comic book, you're not taking these stories seriously. You're kind of almost dumbing them down. So therefore, it shouldn't be done. The stories should keep importance. Now, why would some Christians be for these types of media, films and books? Well, again, take Passion of the Christ. Some Christians actually support the realism and the understanding of Jesus' life that the film shows. People can really get in touch with what Jesus went through, the pain and suffering that he experienced for humankind. Take the Da Vinci Code, obviously again, book and a film. Why some Christians be supportive of this? Well, basically they say that actually films and books like this really help spread the interest in Christianity. They get people interested and want to find out more. In London they have a Da Vinci tour where you can actually go around some of the churches that were featured in the film. That's generating all this interest in Christianity, and that's a great thing. And the Comic Book Bible, well, obviously again, the fact that it's a comic book, it's obviously therefore targeted younger people, and what a great way to get the younger generation engaged in the religion, in Christianity, and learning about the stories. They're not going to read the Bible, there's no pictures. Comic Book Bible, perfect for them. They're going to be interested, they're going to want to know more. Now, other good examples to use, Bruce Almighty, probably seen it, comedy film. Why would some Christians be against this? Well, basically, it shows God in human form, which to some Christians is disrespectful, it shouldn't be done. Also, in the film, when God gives his powers to Bruce, those powers, God's powers, are used inappropriately, especially when he blows the wind that lifts up the woman's skirt and he sees her underwear. Why are some Christians actually for films like this? Well, again, it's creating interest in Christian beliefs, and actually it's showing God that God is good, and everything turns out good in the end. So a really good glimpse of the nature of God. He is caring, he cares about Bruce, and he answers his kind of prayers and actually helps him. So it's a good representation of the nature of God. Life of Brian, another good example to use. Again, why are Christians against this? Well, basically they believe it's making fun out of the religion. It's disrespectful and it's spreading false ideas. Christians who are for it say, well, actually it's sparking interest in the religion, brings publicity to Christianity, and obviously gets people discussing the religion, so it's a good thing. When everyone's talking about Christianity, that is a good thing. Another book, Cockney Bible, basically a book that was written by a teacher in East London who was trying to engage his pupils in stories from the Bible in his lessons. Why are some Christians against this? Well, biblical stories are not shown seriously. Why are some Christians for? Because it's helping to engage younger people in the religion and get them interested in learning about it. Therefore, a good thing.